Hello, besties. Hello. Tonight, I got so many Bravo news because it's like everybody's so, it was so busy at Bravo today that I was running in circles trying to catch up with every single news that we got because literally every hour something new popped. And I got everything here for you. And we are going to talk about the Housewife of Potomac looks from the reunion. We are going to talk about the Real Housewife of New Jersey taglines and also the Real Housewife of Miami reunion. It was filmed today, so we will be talking about that too. But we are going to start with our usually recap of the latest episode of Salt Lake City and Miami. Salt Lake City had the reunion last night, you guys, and I must say, I was quite entertained. I was not expecting it. I felt like it was going to be flat, but it gave us moments that we will be talking about for a while. Because, once again, the friend of the liver. NGK and Dana carried the whole entire reunion pretty much. We are going to start by saying that the ladies arrived in a sprinter van. I appreciate it. I thought that was clever. Whoever planned that, give them a raise because it's such a staple, especially of Salt Lake City. Everything has happened that is being extremely dramatic happened in a sprinter van for the past like 3 seasons. The sitting chart, we already knew that, but let me remind you, it was Andy. On one side of Andy was Heather and Meredith, and on the other side was Whitney and Lisa. And when the friend of joined them with Heather and Meredith, NGH sat down with them, and on the opposite couch was NGK and Dana. So we got that in our mind. So when we talk about the whole drama, you know what side of the couch they were sitting. I'm tired of the whole Lisa versus Meredith, you guys. I'm exhausted. I'm sure that they just don't like each other anymore and they don't want to be friends. So the fact that we keep pushing this narrative that they have to be friends again, that they had to talk over and figure out ways to become friends again, I honestly do not believe that is even necessary at this point. I'm exhausted of this storyline. Like, let them be. Hopefully, one day, maybe in season 20, they are back to be friends. But right now, it feels like we are forcing them to talk about whatever happened on season 2. And we are about to start season 4 soon, hopefully. Um, and it's completely like unnecessary at this point. There was a moment during their argument because they still talk about the hot mic, which happened almost 2 years ago now. It's the fact that Lisa said that Meredith was a pill popper, and Andy said that that was quite the allegation, and it was, um, I mean, it's not good for her reputation. But Lisa said that there has been more rumors on their side too about her, like the whole like doing sexual favors for Vida Tequila and stuff like that. Which is, I mean, we all know that. I mean, these ladies throw like stuff and gossip and rumors every single time they have the opportunity. So for Andy to say like the pill popping was a little too much, I'm like, come on, Andy, you've been doing these reunions for like over a decade now. So to find that offensive, I'm like, come on. It is not good for Meredith's reputation, but they had said even worse stuff about Lisa. So let's keep the balance here. The funniest part happened when Lisa told Meredith that the one that started the rumor actually was Jen Shah. And I'm not surprised. I'm honestly not surprised because Jen Shah seems to be the kind of person that likes to tell people what they want to hear in that moment. Like she just says stuff in the moment and then she denies them. Typical liar, you know? But that's in that moment when we have like a small appearance, kind of Jen Shah during the reunion because Meredith decided to call her right there on the spot and ask her if she's the one who's been, telling people that she's doing Special K and mushrooms. I'm like, I did not know what Special K was. I had to Google it. Yeah, so I don't know when Heather said that everybody knows what Special K means. I thought that was just a cereal. Yeah, I feel kind of like stupid for not knowing what it is, but at the same time, I'm like, well, that means that I don't do that type of drugs or any kind of drugs in that matter. But I did not know what it was. I had to Google it. Jen Shah denied it, and she proceeded to keep saying that that was inaccurate, that that's not true. And Lisa said to her right there on the phone, told Meredith, like, you're gonna believe this over me. I'm not going to jail. And even Andy was like, holy shit. Like, yeah, that was a lot. But I mean, Lisa kept that conversation moving. She was like, I'm not gonna keep talking about this. Let's move on. I mean, you're gonna believe her. What's the whole point? And to be honest, why would anyone believe Jen Shah at this point? Like, honestly, when her whole entire business was based on lies, she lied to the cast this past season, trying to convince everybody that she was innocent. Yeah. Why would anyone take her word? Why would anyone believe whatever comes out of her mouth? So even calling her was so unnecessary. And hold on, this is the funniest part. While the reunion was airing, she decided to put an Instagram post saying that she has a website now. I'm not gonna give you the website because I don't want your identity to be stolen. But if you're interested, you can go to Jen Shah's Instagram. The whole point of this website is for her to talk to her fans exclusively about her truth. So you have to give your email. Girl, I will not give you the time of the day. If you ask me what time it is, I will just keep walking because I will be afraid you're gonna even steal my identity just through my watch or something. Like, no. 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 Let alone my email. And I'm 100% sure that after you sign up with your email, you will get some links to put your credit card and like a subscription or something. If you want to give her your credit card, your name, your email, go ahead and go to Jen Shah's Instagram, but good luck with that. Just make sure that you keep on track of your bank statements. Yeah, no. Also, I'm going to say this, and I know a lot of people don't agree, but I appreciate the newbies. I like what they bring to the table. I like the fact that they are trying to do something. They're trying. Stop saying on my comment section on my Twitter, like, they try so hard. Oh my gosh, they're so thirsty. They're trying so hard. They rehearse their lines at home. I'm like, if you have been watching Housewife, you know a lot of these lines that they say on the show, no matter what franchise they are in, are either rehearsed or they planned them beforehand or somebody wrote it for them for like any occasion. So whenever they find the occasion to use it, they just like use them. So for people coming after the newbies for giving us something this season and giving us something during the reunion, it doesn't make any sense to me. Because at least they're trying hard for their paycheck. At least they're trying to give us something. Because the cast, the full-time cast, barely did anything, let alone a storyline that makes sense. Because like I said before, let's start with the Lisa versus Meredith. At this point, doesn't make any sense at all. Like, I'm tired. And then we have the Heather Black Eye. That we will talk about that one in a little bit because I have a lot of opinions on that one. But let's try a different franchise. Let's go to Beverly Hills for 1 second. We were introduced to Diana Jenkins last season. And what was our main complaint about Diana Jenkins? What was it? That she didn't do anything. Nothing. She didn't bring an iconic line or an iconic tagline or iconic looks. She was only rich. That's all she brought to the table. And even though wealth is a very important part of being a real housewife, because you want rich, wealthy people to be on this show, that's not the only requirement and qualifications. So for people to believe that Dana and NGK were trying so hard, I don't understand it. Like, at least they give me something. Like, thank you for giving me something, because some other people are giving nothing. Think about that. Let's talk about the newbies when they get to the set. They pretty much were on the set like after like 15 minutes of the show, like in it, like in. It's crazy how even the reunion is being carried by them. The whole season, the only part that actually was kind of interesting and exciting, it was when they were introduced, which was pretty much the trip to San Diego. Before that, we had a choir and we had a choir for like 8 episodes. So, Andy was very interested on knowing what was NGK's, thoughts about the whole champagne situation with Jen Shah. She was very clear that she did not find that funny, and nobody found it funny. The only person that kept pushing this idea that it was kind of like a funny joke was Heather, because I don't know what Jen Shah has on Heather, but Heather lifts up Jen Shah's ass. And it's quite embarrassing to watch because NDK shared some text messages where Jen Shah is calling names. He's calling Heather like names, like bitch or something like that. And Heather will just laugh about it and say like, "Oh, Jen Shah, so typical, blah blah blah," and defending her, while everybody's like, "Girl, she's dragging you. Like, what's happening here?" Obviously, NGK said like, "Yeah, the whole champagne was very disrespectful. We've been friends for a long time, but our issue comes from many other situations where she didn't feel like Jen Shah was being respectful towards her, and the champagne kind of was the last straw." And also the fact that Meredith tried to say like, "Oh, like it's fine." She tried to intervene, trying to say like it was okay and it was a funny thing, and NGK says like, "Yeah, I mean, let me just dump a whole bucket of of champagne on you." Like, it was just because that's what Meredith said. It was just a glass of champagne. And like, no, I don't care if it's like a freaking shot of tequila. I don't care the amount of liquid that it was spilled on my head. It's the disrespect. That's what it is all about. And I just don't get it. How these ladies don't get where NGK is coming from. Because as somebody who I appreciate my personal space. I like people to respect my personal space. If anyone throws a glass of wine or water or soda on my head, trust me, cops are have to be they have to be called. Cops will be needed to be called because I do not take disrespect lightly. So at least NGK, she just got pissed and cut Jen Shah of her like friend list. But I would have dragged the bitch by the I don't know, or the hair or something, because it doesn't make any sense when people defend her for absolutely no reason. And we will get to that point when we talk about the black eye, which still doesn't make any sense. I want to get a shout out to Aaron. Thank you for joining tonight, Aaron. um, yes, let's talk about another moment with a different newbie that to me was the MVP of this episode last night, and that's Dana. Dana finally had the opportunity to shine with that deleted scene that we finally got to watch fully and understand where everything was coming from. Dana explained to Andy that the reason why she exploded was because in San Diego, when they were having a dinner, Jen kept making fun of the place where Dana lives with her family. And Dana was very clear. She's like, this bitch doesn't even own a home. She rents a house. And if I wanted, I could buy the house and evict her anytime that I want to. She didn't appreciate the classist comment coming from Jen. And on top of that, she added that Jen Shah was making fun or disregarding her husband's Spanish name. And I might be honest, that is such a disrespectful act. And it's a microaggression. It's racially problematic. Because when you don't care for somebody's name, especially from, a minority group, it means that you just don't care. In I don't know, it feels slightly like I don't know, problematic. I don't want to say racist because based on racism, the definition, it will not be technically racism, but it's stem from racial, prejudgments and stuff like that. I didn't appreciate that. On top of that, I mean, look at this. We are talking about Jen Shah, a person who is not a black woman, but she has appropriated black women's culture and also has been, now she did this to Dana's husband. So why is anyone defending Jen at this point? A person who lies, a person who made her fortune by stealing from elderly. Like honestly, you guys, if you have any reasoning for defending this woman, please let me know what it is because I don't understand it. The fact that she even had a platform on a reality TV show that she used to create an image, knowingly that at one point she might get caught, so she can use that image to get some sympathy. Because that was exactly what Jen Shah did by joining this show. The only reason why Jen Shah has people defending her online is because she scammed them with her act on this show because it's all smoke and mirrors. This is not real. This is her producing her image. She had a whole Jen Shah squad, quote unquote, producing her. You know, I'm still in shock that she decided to create a website last night where she is going to tell you the truth, her truth, and you have to give her your email to be put in a database, knowingly she has used data before to steal from other people. Are you kidding me? I want to share this too because it is very important. I mean, if a person could take advantage of their own mother to get money to defend herself when she knew she was guilty, I can understand. That come from Aaron. Thank you for saying that because that was exactly my thought on the last episode. Somebody who is not afraid to steal from her own mother. No. No. Let's talk about the black eye now because I have so many opinions on this one, you guys. First off, the fact that Bravo hasn't sanctioned Heather in some way, I'm still waiting for that moment. Because if you lie in any work environment about a possible harassment, a possible physical altercation, or anything in that level, you get fired. Period. So the fact that last night when Andy asked Heather what happened that night, and her answer was, I don't remember. I blacked out. I was like, what? Next. I don't care anymore. I'm tired of her black eye. I'm done. And then she proceeded to explain that the reason why she decided not to tell people that she blacked out was because her religious shame that she still have in her engraved in her brain that come from that fear of being a Mormon and being perfect. So being drunk and blacking out is like frowned upon, and she's still afraid what will people think about her if she admit that she blacked out. I'm so happy that Lisa Barlow was there to keep her accountable and trying to get some truth behind it and making her realize that by not telling this to production, everybody involved was impacted by this. Not just the cast, but also production. Because of her black eye, there has to be an investigation because there is people that go to this trip with them, the camera people, the audio people. It's a TV show. They have a production behind it that travel with them. So if something like this happened to the talent, they need to investigate everybody, including the cast, including the production team. So by her not speaking up and saying, I don't remember, and trying to paint it as somebody did it, it's so disgusting. On top of that, let's not forget that what happened live a couple of weeks ago. She said that the answer of this black eye will be in her book. She's trying to sell a book for you to find the answer of this black eye, knowingly, based on what she said last night, that she blacked out and she doesn't remember. And there's no mention of the black eye whatsoever in the book. None one. So don't buy it. Don't fall for it. That's fake advertisement. because the book was written before the black eye happened. Even even Whitney said it when she was asked on Watch What Happened Live. And they asked her if the black eye will be in the book, and she said like, well, she might have to rewrite it. I thought it was already written. That's what she said, and it's true. I gonna read this too once again because it's a very important part. It says, my favorite part was when they asked, do you think Jennifer and would she have tried to hide it if he was? And she said, yes, I don't believe Jen did anything. Heather probably just fell. That come from Aaron too. Thank you for writing into the show. Um, I I gotta agree with one thing. The fact that Heather said to Andy that she would rather have Jen Shah punch her in the face and being the one doing it to her than a stranger. Everybody was confused what she was saying. Everybody on that set was looking at each other like, what the hell is she talking about? You know? I think based on what we saw during the whole episode before the black eye is that she was so drunk that she was playing with Jen Shah, probably. I don't know if it was sexually or not. They were playing rough. Something happened, and one of them hit the other one by accident, and she doesn't remember what happened, and she woke up with the black eye. And she had all the scratches and stuff because we saw it while we were watching the episode. Jen Shah was on top of Heather, roughing her up and playing and showing her the titties and titties on the face and titties everywhere. I mean, we saw them playing while drunk, physically, like they were like on top of each other. So scratches can happen, accidents can happen, but the way that she painted the situation was what I think is very problematic because you don't put a whole cast and a production team in a situation where you have to be investigated to find out if one of those people was the one who committed a violent act just because you didn't want to admit that you blacked out. Also, if you guys remember, there was cameras in the rooms. I'm 100% sure that if something physical truly happened, the footage will be available. Maybe not the actual punch or anything, but production will be able to see who walked into whose room, what happened, and all this stuff. So my guess is either she did it to herself while in the bathroom, maybe she fell, maybe she hit something, she was washing her face and maybe she hit the faucet. I don't know. So many things can happen when you're drunk and blacked out. But like people on set, they said, Lisa said, Whitney said that the behavior between Heather and Jen Shah the day after they got drunk was suspicious, and I've been saying that too. I think most of us have agreed that the way that Heather was acting around Jen Shah at the dinner, at that Greek dinner, was very strange, very bizarre. Everything that she said didn't make any sense, and she always looked at Jen Shah before speaking. Every single time she looked at her, kind of like either asking for permission or trying to find reassurance that what she's saying is not saying too much or is making sense. So that's what I'm saying, you guys. I got tired of this black guy storyline the same day that it happened because I knew that we were not gonna get any resolution or it was going to be so hyped up for no reason. And she was capitalizing on this. Something that people out there actually go through, which is domestic violence. And then to say, you know what, I blacked out, I don't remember. I'm still waiting for Bravo to do something. I don't know if you guys agree, but maybe Heather should take a season off, because I never been a Heather fan, but I don't mind. I honestly don't mind any of these ladies on Salt Lake City. Like I don't like hate them or dislike them to like get them out of my TV kind of thing. No, I can see what they bring, but this season, this complete season, was Heather's downfall. And who brought Heather down? Heather herself. The few people that were supporting her stopped doing so, because how can you support this? There's no redeeming quality on Heather this season. Not one. Both storylines that she brought, we didn't get any resolution. The choir, what happened to the choir? We spent like 5 episodes at the beginning talking about this goddamn choir. And the people who were quote unquote part of the choir or auditioning on the choir didn't even sing at the end on that last episode. It was Jen Shah, Lisa, Whitney, and I don't know who else was there. But the people who actually auditioned for the choir in that episode, that American Idol knockoff episode, weren't there. And then we had the other one, the black eye. The only thing that we know now is that she blacked out. This is like even worse than Aspen in Beverly Hills, and that's a lot. Because that Aspen one, I'm still pissed off about. Let's move on to a franchise that is actually delivering. Miami. Ooh. I'm not lying to you guys. Miami went from being on pause or canceled on Bravo to be picked up by Peacock. And thank you, reality TV gods, because honestly, Miami is by far the best franchise right now, because every single woman is clocked in for her paycheck. Every single one brings stuff to the table. The friend of brings stuff to the table. The main characters are in the table, bringing drama too. It's drama that it feels real. Their friendships are real. We got the Lisa situation with Lenny and everybody, even though they're fighting with everybody pretty much at this point, they still are able to put all this drama aside and route next to Lisa whenever it's necessary. And let's start with Nicole versus Alexia. I'm so frustrated with Alexia this season, you guys, because I love her. I'm obsessed with Alexia. I adore her. But I can't defend her this season whatsoever. And I gotta be honest, I'm team Nicole on this situation. I'm talking about the beginning. Let's talk about the beginning first. It was part of that conversation about Larsa saying that Nicole slept her way to the top, sleeping with everybody in the hospital. That was very low, like below the belt low, because a Latina woman has to work 3-4 times more than a man to get where she, to achieve their goals, right? And Nicole said it like, hey, I'm a Latino girl. I've been in this business for 20 years. So for her to go around saying this, it's dangerous. And Alexia doesn't get it. So I'm happy that Nicole said, like, the day that you guys worked 20 years in your field to get to a point where you finally are, doing great and getting to the point where you are getting to your goals. For somebody else who's not working or who hasn't worked a day to get where she's at right now and shit on your progress, that's when they understand it. And I'm here for that, Nicole. I'm here for Dr. Nicole because it's true, especially in the medical field. It's very hard to climb the ladder. So when you are up there and you have worked so hard, against all odds, being a woman, being a Latino woman in a field that is prominently, men. So for Larsa, who hasn't even removed her last name from her ex-husband, so that's the only thing that she has, Larsa Pippen, who got married to a basketball player who was an icon in basketball, to sell feed on OnlyFans. And I'm not trying to shame her. She can do whatever she wants, and good for her to make that money that way. I'm here for it. I'm here for the hustle. If you can do it, do it. But at the same time, don't try to bring down somebody who actually had to work her ass off to where she's at right now. I just don't agree with the way that Alexia is behaving because she's not taking accountability for her actions and she's not apologizing when it's needed. And she's disregarding the lady's feelings. For example, Adriana. Adriana brought to this party that guy that she was dating, the one who was married or not married, divorced, or whatever. He came with a mission. He came to this party to show Alexia that he was in fact divorced. I mean, I agree. The guy wanted to defend himself. Great. There was just one part that I do not agree whatsoever. I do not like when men try really hard to question women's intelligence when they're arguing with them. You can prove your point without being an asshole. When he said, "Can you read?" At that point, he was looking for a reaction and he got it. She got pissed and she didn't want to read it at that point because she's like, you're not going to do respect me. The guy could have easily said, "Here's the papers." That's it. And she read it in her own time. And then she looks like an asshole. But then he decided to go ahead and be the asshole by, questioning her intelligence, which by the way is really funny. Then later on, the next day or something, we found out that what happened was that she forgot to scroll all the way down where it says that the guy was divorced because she kept pulling out the website, the Miami-Dade website, you know, because those are public records. Divorce and stuff are public records. And she didn't read all the way down where the signature and all the dates of when he got divorced was located. If I was that guy, because she pulled out the website in front of the guy, if I was that guy, I would be like, you know what? Scroll all the way down. That's it. Because that was where everything was located and she didn't do that. Funny. Adriana then, I mean, obviously, she wanted to confront Alexia. Alexia invited all the ladies to her house for a lunch, and also she hired a lawyer to give legal advices, especially to Lisa, because she's going through, her separation with Lenny. Before the lawyer arrived, Adriana confronted her about, you know, the divorce, whatever, and she explained to Alexia the reason why the guy said that she can read was because they are in their 50s, and the eyesight is different at that age. I That cracked me out. That sent me to outer space because Adriana kept her heels on Alexia's neck and I was laughing. And once again, all that Alexia needed to do was acknowledge her mistake and move on. But she couldn't even apologize, you guys. And I'm sad. I just want her to stay the star of the show, but at this point, Nicole has the potential to be the star of this season. Honestly, they um, they filmed the reunion today, and I got the seating chart. I will share that with you guys after I finish the recap, but you will see what I'm talking about. I do believe that Nicole is absolutely an amazing housewife. When the attorney arrived to the house, Nicole decided to ask him about slander in a professional level, and Larsa got so pissed because it was about her. She was the one who was spreading the rumors, and she wanted to know the legal consequences. Alexia did not take that lightly either. She got pissed off because she's paying for the time of the lawyer. And in that moment, Nicole got up, rushed to her Birkin, and pulled out a black Amex card. And she threw it on the lawyer's lap, saying, like, just answer my question, I pay for your time. Nicole is married to an attorney. Nicole is married to an attorney. She should be asking her own husband these questions. But she said, I'm rich and richer than all you guys. I'm pulling out my Black American Express and I'm paying the time because I can. Poor Lisa had to scream and yell so she can actually ask the question that she was supposed to be asking because the guy was there to answer her questions. The guy obviously told her to be prepared to do an inventory of her property, like expensive jewelry and handbags. She is also allowed to stay in the house. They also spoke about if Lenny wanted to buy a house for the kid and put it under a trust. They explained to her that she should look into the trust conditions, because Lenny could easily buy a house for the kids and say, yeah, the mom can only live until he is 18 and she has to move out, which is very true. Trust have a lot of freaking rules. I know that by personal experience. So yeah, you need to read the whole entire thing, especially if you are trying to do it for your kids. My advice to Lisa: do not sign a paper without reading the fine line, especially since Lenny is trying to get her out of the house. Don't be stupid. Don't do it. Take every paper to an attorney. Have them read every single line and make sure that at least the conditions that are in place are also okay for her too, not just the kids. I feel so bad for Lisa, you guys. At the end of the episode, we had a moment between her and Lenny. And let me tell you one thing that I noticed. The moment that Lenny realized that he was being filmed, his tone changed immediately. He went from aggressive to trying to make Lisa look like she is crazy on camera. Like, you don't understand it. You're not listening. You're not doing this. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, yeah, right before the camera entered your bedroom, you were about to start screaming at her. She was even polite enough to say, I'm mic'd up. We are filming right before he exploded because I think she noticed it and she wanted to give him a heads up. He is garbage, you guys. Garbage. There's no other way to put it. A man who does that to his own family, he even did it to his mom. Lisa shared with everybody that his family was there at the house and he decided to kick out her mom and her dad, his mom and his dad, because his mom was, saying that she was not okay with the relationship with his lip licking lizard side piece. Insanity. Lenny stays an asshole. Not surprised though, because he looks like one, like a freaking gnome. I don't get it. But anyways, I think that Miami by far it's one of the best franchises right now, and I'm so excited for their reunion that was filmed today. At this point, the reunion has wrapped up. It's done, and I want to share some stuff. The reunion set is like a bank, kind of like a gold uh, vault. That's the set for the Miami reunion. I'm not sure yet, but I think the theme for the dresses is also along those lines in the gold tones. We have the reunion setting chart, which is Andy obviously in the middle. On one side is Lisa, Larsa, Alexia, Marisol, and Kiki. On the other side is Dr. Nicole, Julia, Adriana, and then Gertie. A lot of people were asking me when I posted the reunion chart on Twitter, why is Gertie sitting at the end next to a friend of, which is Adriana? I believe that this sitting chart is not the full sitting chart as like for the whole entire reunion. I think it's the sitting chart for when everybody is on set. I believe they start with just the full-time housewives before they introduce the friend of. But let's remember too that Miami has a very interesting dynamic because everybody, full times and friend of, pretty much have the same camera time. They are all involved in the drama. Literally, the friend of are even more involved in the drama because Adriana literally has had episodes to herself. We had an episode about Adriana's music video. We have today's episode was about, I mean, obviously Nicole versus Alexia, but also center on Alexia versus Adriana with the whole divorce papers or whatever. So they are involved in the drama more than other friend of in different franchises. Friend of normally are just like supporting acts, are supporting friends for the storylines. They are not storylines. They are just driving the storyline with the full time housewife. But in Miami, this friend of actually have their own storylines. They have their own drama going on, and they are involved with everybody else at the same time. So I personally think that Adriana definitely brought more to the table than Gertie as storyline. I like Gertie. I love her, her fashion, her personality, everything she does is just beautiful. But I personally believe that Adriana deserve to be in the place that she was placed. She's also sitting next to Julia, which makes sense, you know. But I'm really happy that Dr. Nicole, somebody who started really slow, to be honest, I always felt like Dr. Nicole, I like her because she's beautiful and she's rich, but I never saw her as somebody who was going to bring a heavy, strong storyline. And God knows that Dr. Nicole got activated the moment Larsa tried to question her career. Because today, that episode, she was the MVP of the episode. Oh my gosh, the way that she did not care, the way that she dragged everybody, the way that she flaunted her wealth by pulling out her black American Express car and tossing it like it's worthless. I'm here for that. And she deserved that seating right there. Also, I'm happy that Lisa is getting the other seating next to Andy because I was worried that Larsa was gonna get it because it seems like for some reason people likes Larsa. I'm not a big fan. The only thing I liked about Larsa was the moment when she was um, very supportive of Lisa. Like she was like one of the first ones to like really, really be by her side. Even though everybody was there, everybody was giving her advices and whatnot. The one-on-one moments between Lisa and Larsa, top tier. But that's it. And Larsa just likes to start gossip out of like thin air. Like Julia and the guy making out, now Nicole. And she had issue with Adriana for the same reason too. So it's a tendency of just creating drama out of nothing. So I don't care much for Larsa. For those who like her, great. I mean, everybody is allowed to like whoever you want to like in this crazy Real Housewife universe. But I personally don't care for her much. So I'm very happy with the seating chart. What like overall, obviously I will switch Alexia with Larsa because I would like Alexia closer to Andy, but it kind of makes sense so she can be sitting next to Marisol. I get it. So I'm excited, you guys. I'm excited for this reunion, and the way that it's panning to be is going to be explosive. I mean, we have so many storylines and drama happening at the same time, and that's why Miami works because Miami it's given friendship, but it's also given drama, and it doesn't feel overly produced. It feels real because they are real friends. So the drama that they're going through happens because they know each other for a very long time. Something that is kind of lacking in other franchises. And at the same time, even though you know that they have drama with each other, there is a sense of friendship. You can tell that no matter what, they will be there for each other when it's needed. And that feeling doesn't feel like in other franchises, especially Salt Lake City. Yeah. You guys, that's it for Miami. Let's talk about news that we got today because, like I said before, we have news like every hour in the Bravo universe today. Obviously, we got the whole Miami reunion, but then we started getting more news. We got also the New Jersey taglines, and I'm going to read them for you because I want you to let me know which one is your favorite. I have my favorites. So I'm going to start with my favorite, which is Teresa's. It says, Blood might be thicker than water, but it's harder to clean when it spills. She is tired of her brother and her sister in law, and she's letting everybody know with this tagline. I'm here for it. I love it. Let me repeat it for you. It says, blood might be thicker than water, but it's harder to clean when it spills. Genius. I also love Jennifer Aiden. It says, payback's a bitch, so start barking. I think it's clever. I think it's a good tagline. It personifies Jennifer's attitude. It's great. Payback is a bitch, so start barking. We have Danielle Cabral, which is the newbie. I love her. I think she is gorgeous. Gorgeous. She is a Jersey girl to the T. Her tagline is, I might be over the top, but I'd rather be bougie than basic. Yeah, I can see this tagline as a Jersey girl tagline. And it might not be for everybody because not everybody's gonna get it. But if you are from Jersey, you know this is like our lifestyle in Jersey. I would rather be bougie than basic. And there's nothing basic in the Garden State Plaza. Ah, look at me talking about the mall, the Garden State, period. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm from Jersey, and the Garden State Plaza was my place when I used to like go to the mall. So I tried to say Garden State, and I just for some reason my mind went to like when I was a little kid going to the mall, or when I was like in high school going to the food court. There used to be like the Hot Topic and the Abercrombie right near the food court, and those were my places of like shopping. I'm so embarrassed, you guys. I'm kind of like aging myself right now. But yeah, Garden State Plaza was my place. Anyways, Dolores Catania's tagline is cute. It says, this Jersey girl has the luck of the Irish and nobody's screwing with my pot of gold. Clever. Clever, clever, clever. I love it. Now we have Margaret. I'm okay with this tagline. I don't like her. Not a fan of her. But the tagline is good. It says, I'm a loyal friend and a lethal enemy. Good. Good. I'm a loyal friend and a lethal enemy. It's a good tagline. Now we have Melissa Gorga. You'll never see how toxic someone is until you breathe fresher air. Girl, you will have to divorce Joe Gorga to know what fresh air means. He's the toxic, like one of the most toxic people in Housewives of New Jersey. What are you talking about? You'll never see how toxic someone is until you breathe fresher air. Sure. Raquel Fuda. Oh, no, Raquel. No, Rachel. Rachel Fuda. I don't know why I say Raquel. Rachel Fuda. I'm too busy running a business to care about yours. Okay. Sure. I'm too busy running a business to care about yours. I mean, it's a good tagline. I just feel like if you are in a housewife franchise, it's because you actually care about other people's business, and you get messy by getting in people's business. So I don't know how that goes. But as you guys can see, I liked every single one of them. Obviously, my favorite is Teresa's. I think it goes the most with her experience on the show. Once again, I want to repeat it real quick. Teresa is blood might be thicker than water, but it's harder to clean when it spills. Jennifer Aiden is payback's a bitch, so start barking. Danielle Cabral, I might be over the top, but I'd rather be bougie than basic. Dolores Catania, this Jersey girl has the luck of the Irish, and nobody's screwing with my pot of gold. Margaret, I'm a loyal friend and a lethal enemy. Melissa Gorga, you'll never see how toxic someone is until you breathe fresher air. And Rachel Fuda, I'm too busy running a business to care about yours. Yeah, there you have it, you guys. Which one is your favorite? Go to my Instagram. I have the taglines on my Instagram. You can go on my Twitter too, or you can just simply leave it on my YouTube channel or my podcast, Martinez with Eddie. You can find me on any of those platforms. I want to know which one is your favorite tagline, because honestly, this whole entire set of taglines are good. They deliver. I don't think none of them are bad taglines. Obviously, some of them are better than other ones, but as a group of taglines, I appreciate what they did. Yeah, they deliver. Honestly, I feel like they did a great job. Talking about delivering too, we also got the looks from the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion. And I want to talk about it because I love fashion. I just want to do a real quick, you know, look over them. And I mean, I can't show it to you because you're either going to be listening to it on my podcast. So you're not going to be able to watch the photos. But once again, I have the photos on my Instagram and Twitter. So you can find them there. The theme of the theme of the reunion were blue shades. So every single one of the ladies wore a dress in the shades of blue. And oh my god, they all look stunning. Honestly, every single one of them. And I'm not a fan of Giselle. Honestly, fashion wise, she has the worst fashion sense in the planet. Her and freaking Robin. I don't know where they get the ideas. But they all deliver. I love that all the dresses have like very dramatic cuts, cutouts, feathers, embellishments. It looks rich. Um, I think one of the most amazing looks of the set is definitely Candace. Candace dress is amazing. It had this like corset vibe on the bodice, but then it just like flows with these feathers. And please do not show this to Meredith Mark because she probably wants this dress because this is how you do feathers. If you look at that photo, you see how the feathers actually cascade and it gives movement. The dress is a Karen Sabag, beautiful. The shoes are Saint Laurent. It was styled by Brian Adrian. I think it's amazing. The styling is great. The makeup, the lip, it has kind of like a beautiful rose tone. She looks like a star, you guys. Like a star. I love this look on Candace. Love it. This is another one of my favorites because the bob is bobbing and the baddest is batting and it's Ashley Darby. I'm trying to show you guys from my phone for those who are watching on YouTube. It has a top that is embellished and really dramatic cutouts. Her body though looks amazing, like holy body, and the bob, the hair is given. It remind me a little bit of Monique for some reason. Maybe it just remind me when Monique had that binder look. I don't know, just me. Another of my favorite though is Karen Huger. I like the updo. I like women do those updo, especially somebody in her age group, because it definitely lifts up her face. It opens that neckline. She looks stunning. The cleavage, though, holy cleavage, holy cleavage. I love the draping of this dress. The draping is amazing, and I love how it connects to the arm and the shoulder on one side, on the right side, and the left side is exposed. So there, as you can see, there is a balance, you know, in this dress. The dress is a custom made by Chastity Serial. I hope I say the name right. The jewelry is Karen's own. Hello. Hello. She said, I brought my own jewelry. This is own, not borrow. Love that. This, you guys, it's when this dress, it has, I think it's like a peacock vibe on the bodice with blue stones and beading. It gives a little flapper look on the skirt. The dress is Ryan Fernandez. It's gorgeous. I'm here for it. Great job. She looks good for Mia. It just giving a little too much pageant to me. The way that it is draped and the top is, yeah, it's giving a little too much pageantry. Maybe too the hairdo, the hairstyle looks like a pageantry. Let's see. My least favorite though are Robin. I mean, she doesn't look bad, but it's just not great either. And I'm not a fan of the top part of the dress. It has this weird design that I don't think it flatter her chest. It looks like an armor, if anything. And also the hair, maybe she pull it back, kind of like an updo, so she can actually show her neckline. It would have been better, but that's just my opinion. I also think that, I mean, Giselle, I'm not a fan of Giselle this style, but I mean, I guess it's an upgrade for whatever she has done in the past. I don't get the overly embellished neckline and the chest and the waist and the arms. It's a lot, and I don't get it. I don't get it. Last but not least are the friend of Jacqueline and Cherise. I must say, Jacqueline looks really pretty. I think the dress is great for her body type. The hair is great for her. Cherise, I don't know. You be the judge. I guess she looks good. I'm not a fan of the hair though. The hair looks a lot and confusing. Like I wish it wasn't so complicated in the top. Also the blonde, I'm not sure if it looks nice on her. Not a fan. But she looks good. In general, you guys. I'm just saying every single one of these ladies deliver. Truly, truly amazing looks all around. So if you have the opportunity, go and find the looks on my Instagram or Twitter, Martinez with Eddie. And I'm so happy you guys joined me tonight because, like I said before, Bravo news today were coming in hot by the hour. And I'm so happy that we got to chat on my podcast. Hi, you guys. If you have any question, if you have anything, please reach out to me on my social media, so my Instagram and my Twitter at Martinez with Eddie. You can also reach out to me on my website, martinezwitheddie.com. And if you love the content that I bring, please subscribe to my podcast and YouTube channel. Leave a rate on my podcast though, because that's very important, you guys. Rating the podcast, keep the podcast alive. Literally. So, you guys, this is it for tonight. We had a lot of tea that we spilled tonight, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll be back tomorrow with a guest, and the guest is the real Andy from Beverly Hills. My friend is coming to my pod, and we will be spilling more and more tea and a lot of tea. Okay, you guys, thank you for tuning in tonight. Have a great night. And if you listen during the day, have a great day. This is Eddie. Have a great night, you guys. And he's coming. You know what it is. He's coming. Bye, besties.